Okay, I am measuring out my apricot coconut wax to make my dough bowl candle. And as you see, my dough bowl candle has a liner in it, which makes it safe. I've had dough bowl candles that were wooden, and everyone says they're safe, but they are not. So that is a metal liner, and I'm hoping that people will refill. So after they use it, they can refill. So right now I am measuring my coconut apricot waxed, and I'm melting that, and I'm just taking out all those little pieces right there so that when I pour my wax back in there, that it doesn't have to melt it. So I'm getting everything together. I've got my 3 number 10 CDN wicks that are going into the dough bowl. I feel like that was the best just because the 4 melted everything way too quickly. And the bigger wicks also did the same. The number 10 wicks were were pretty good too, I mean, to be honest. So I liked the speed of which it melted and so forth, and how it melted the dough bowl. So I have my gloves on just keep everything kind of clean. So I'm doing a lot all at once, to be honest. I am doing the dough bowl candle, and then you'll see off to my left and your right the wax melt molds. So I'll let you just kind of watch as I am putting the wicks in, and I'm kind of putting it off to the edge just so that, because the base is smaller than the top, so I'm getting it to the edge so that it actually melts the wax to the edge as well. So you'll see me, I'm cutting all of the Wax Melt Bouquet flower stems. So I'm going to put those on the Wax Melt Bouquets, and you're seeing this done really quickly, as I don't want you to get too bored watching me make candles, but I have already measured everything out, including the fragrance oil. So I'm pouring the wax now. It's already melted. I put the fragrance in there, and I'm pouring the wax in my dough bowl. And then I'm going to make also at the same time a wax melt bouquet or a wax melt flower that's going to go on top. So this is the messiest scarlet liquid candle pigment, and it is, look how messy it is. That's why one of the reasons why I have gloves on, because look how messy that bag has gotten. I'm having a little trouble getting the top off, but I do not want to take it out of the bag because it is just a mess So I finally got it. And you only really need one drop. It is just so messy. So I'm making a couple of those because I'm eventually going to make a wax melt bouquet too. So I'm just making sure that I use all that wax up. So now I'm mixing a different fragrance for my wax melt bouquets. So as you see, I've already poured the wax in my dough bowl because you've got my little sticks that are securing the wicks. And now I'm mixing the fragrance in the wax melt bouquet flowers. So I will speed this up for you in just a second so that you don't get bored. So right here, you're just seeing me use the heat gun just to smooth out the top of my dough balls. You see it's already completely dry. I haven't cut the wicks yet, but just to smooth that out, you can always do that. And I'm just going to trim the wicks here. And actually at the end of this, I realized that I got it a little bit lower than I wanted because you'll see me take out my little daisy here. The smaller actually flatter, or they're not as high molds are so much easier to take out than the really thick molds. So you'll see very successful, didn't have any loss here, and that's going to go right on the top. I end up changing positions here a couple of times, but it looks so pretty. It just adds just a little bit extra to your candle, and I haven't finished yet, but that's where I think it's going to go. And it does smell so good, but that red is has so much pigment in it that it will go onto that candle just a bit, but once it melts, it's gonna do that anyway. And I'm just gonna complete this by just adding a little ribbon to it because Mother's Day is coming up, so making it a little extra special here by adding some ribbon. Hi all. Okay, so hopefully I'm gonna post the video of me just creating. I am trying my wax melt bouquet again. I have not done this in about a year because it's just so darn difficult. Here are on one of the videos, oops, I posted that I poured them into a mold. So I demolded them, and I'm not going to demold them on camera because it's just painstaking. So I don't know. Wax melt bouquets are so beautiful. I call them my forever bouquets. They're beautiful, and they smell so great. And they usually last for about a year. Obviously, anytime fragrance in a candle or wax melt is exposed, it's gonna dissipate a little bit and go away. So that doesn't retain that strong fragrance for over a year usually, but sometimes it does. It just depends. So I'm going to turn this down. I might lift it up, then turn it down at there. Okay. So what I'm doing, first of all, I will turn it down in just a second. I have this that I buy, and these are, for regular bouquets, and so this can be soaked, obviously, if you have real flowers in water or whatever. What I like to do, and this is for makers and creators, I like to shave part of this off so it's below this wooden container, because when you put these in, I do not want the stem to show very much, so I want more of the flower. So, and I'd like it up a little bit higher. So you'll see what I mean in a minute, and I'll show you how I shave it down. So I'm going to shave it down just a bit. Okay, I paused it. You didn't know that, but I paused it because my dog needed to come to this. So I'm ducking down because I have it turned down, but so that you can see what I have here. I have this little cheese grater, and this is what I use to shave this down. So I'll show you, just so that I can have an even, so I don't want to shave a lot down. Let's do, okay, so that does enough probably. Yep, so that goes a little bit below it. So that's how much I shaved off. And I'll put that to the side, and then I'll start making my bouquet. So I'm going to turn this down, and I have these in here. Some of them are upside down. Some of them are right side up. I had a little bit of loss, so I'm kind of irritated with that. I'm forgetting sort of my process here. It's been so long since I've made these that I kind of forgot. And I do use these to help me get this down, so I'll show what I mean. So since it's so narrow, so I just kind of move it down like that into there. And I also have some of my eucalyptus and fillers of baby's breath. See what I mean? I don't want my hand is, your fingers are usually too big to get down into that part. So I'm going to do that. I don't know. What do y'all think of that one? That's kind of a, I might have to. So sometimes, I'm going to put this up here. Sometimes when things like that happen, that was an accident. Or if you have a broken one, you just take the stem out and melt it back down and put it back in the mold. So I don't think I'm going to use that. It's kind of like, I would like it. I don't know if anyone else would like it. So let me use, I don't know about, oh, my dog is in the background, sorry. So let's put another one of these. So I just kind of fill it up, and in a second I'll put fillers like the eucalyptus and everything in there. I usually do about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 of these in here, just depending on what I want it to look like. These little ones are so easy to demold. The big ones are what's so difficult. I always have some loss. I even put them in. Oh, look, see, there's a little bit. I don't know what happened there. A little bit of loss there, so I won't use that one. I don't know why it's so hard. People say they put the non-stick silicone spray. I honestly don't want to put that into the environment, so I usually don't put anything. If anything, I have used like olive oil. To tell you the truth, I really haven't found anything that is a real smooth demolder, to be honest. Let's see, what else do I want? So this is what it kind of looks like right now. You see that there's no filler in there. So in a second, actually right now, I'm going to put some filler. I've got my eucalyptus over here. And what I'll do is some of these stems, I don't want the stems to show, so they can. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I personally don't like it. So I try to fill it up with eucalyptus, and I use these little wire cutters to cut that. So I'll start filling this up with some of the eucalyptus. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Usually I just randomly put things in there, but they turn out pretty good, I have to say. You just kind of start filling in. I might even put another little, some of these I kind of move around sometimes. Like I see that this little white one, oh, you can't see it. Let's see. This little white one right here, I'm going to move over. I kind of had it in the middle, so I'm going to move right there so that I can add this pink right here. Kind of a pinkish reddish color. Yeah. Okay, so let me cut some more eucalyptus. And if they don't have a big stem on it, unfortunately I have to take that off so that goes into sorry guys, that goes into, I'll move this way. And again, this doesn't have a big stem, so I have to take these leaves off so that can go into the foam. And I'm going to mix it up with some baby's breath right now, and then I'll come back around for, let me see, do I want the white or the pink? Maybe a little bit of both. I have both pink and white baby's breath. So let's see, let me unwrap this. And this is a big filler, so you see how wide that is, how much space that's going to take up. But like I said, it's not the easiest job in the world. I think this is why I've, see, this is kind of bending, so I'll get my little wire cutters, and you got to be careful, but it'll just kind of push that down into there. It's just it's difficult, and you can't charge that much for them because you can't, I mean, you can kind of charge for your time, but, you know, not really. I'm going to take, there's my dog. Keep going with this. Let's see. I'm going to keep going with that. I don't like where that eucalyptus is, so I'm going to put the eucalyptus over here. And then you can just change it around. Sometimes it's difficult because you've already, like this is a little too high. So I'm going to take that out and try to stick it down in there a little bit. It's hard because it starts bending. So see how it bends? So you have to grab it from right there, the thicker piece. And that's why I use these little, you can probably use tweezers or something. But okay, so I'm still going here. I might use a few pink ones. Let's see. These are kind of hard to get in there. You kind of have to approach it from the side. So I'm going to go under here, grab these little, there we go, and it starts going down a little bit into there. I'm going to do the same with this one. It's a little high. There we go. Like I said, I don't know how much these are appreciated. So, okay, this is absolutely too long. And it just broke. So that solves that problem. Okay, that works out perfectly. So I'm still filling it up. I'll put another pink one in here. Just trying to fill it up so that there's not a lot of space, open space. Well, there goes that. I didn't lose much. I didn't lose anything there, but it was like, seriously. Oh my gosh. A little bit there. This is still kind of high. It's okay. Actually, it's coming out okay. So see how these stems are showing right there? So I'm going to go ahead and just bring that down into that a little bit, and then I'll put some more baby's breath there so that you can't see it. I mean, it's really just personal preference because I don't think people mind it. And remember, these can be taken off the stem and used for wax melts. So I'm gonna again put this down a little bit here. And someone asked me in another video, how do I ship them? I don't. I just sell them in person. They're just would be too hard to ship. Just way too difficult. And I do have some lavender that I like to do too. Here's a lavender. It smells so good. So sometimes I'll put lavender in there. It is spring after all. And there's something, so yeah, there we go. So if you don't have a sturdy stem, it's just not going to go down in there very well. And let me get another pink. Again, it's just personal preference, how you like it here, but it smells so good. My mom actually still has one after a couple of years. It still smells great. And sometimes I kind of look at this for a couple of days and keep it and go, what else do I need in here? And I have put a ribbon around here as well that covers the stem. Not necessary. And some people don't like a ribbon, but it just depends what you like. I think this is coming out. So also you can kind of move these in between the flowers. And it smells good. I mean, not only from the fragrance that I used, but a little bit of that eucalyptus. The baby's breath obviously doesn't have a great, just as a filler, but the lavender, all of it just smells so good. And this is what I'm working off of right here. I also have lots of other little things I can put in there. Today I'm not doing that. I'm just going to, also baby's breath that just is a little darker. You can just kind of, you can mix it up. Oops, sorry about that. You can mix it up with darker ones, with lighter ones. These bright ones I got lately. I did like the darker ones. I'll show you these, my darker ones. I might put those in there too, actually. See the darker ones compared to that. It's not because they're older, that's just how I got them. They were dried, and then I've got my lavender was sticking out there. Let me put them all together here. So I don't know how much I'll sell this. I might sell this for,
was selling them for so cheap that it just was not worth my time, to be honest. And if these don't sell, and I just give it to my mom or I'll put it in my house. Because I mean, I worked so hard. What's the hardest part of this actually is this part, is molding. I mean, putting them in the molds and then demolding them. It is painstaking. It is difficult, and some of it gets stuck in the mold, and it's just so annoying, to be honest. Okay, so I think it turned out good. I think I'm gonna stop it here. Have a good one. Thanks for joining.